This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com. Be sure to visit SoccerPro.com for all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off a $75 purchase, plus free shipping within the US. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing video of a pair of Nike CTR360 Maestri 3s in the brand new white, volt, and pine green colorway. Show you guys the string bag that they do come with. You get the CTR360 logo in pine green and volt. Then of course you get the Nike swoosh in pine green as well. That's all that there is on the front, nothing else on the back. And like I said, it's your standard string bag you do get from Nike with the top end models. So if you do buy a takedown model of any of the Nike shoes, it will not include a string bag. As far as the colorway is concerned, this is technically part of the ACC release of colorways from Nike, where Nike has implemented the ACC or all condition control uppers on all of their other lines. But keep in mind that the Nike CTR360 Maestri 3 has always included ACC. This is technically the third colorway release for this shoe, with the first two being the yellow as well as the black and red colorway. But those also included ACC, so nothing has changed from those models to this colorway. It's the exact same shoe, just a different color, whereas the ACC versions of the other shoes, which are the Vapor, the Legend, and the Laser, are different from the previous colorways, simply because those ones did not feature ACC. As far as the colorway itself is concerned, like I said, the official name is white, volt, and pine green. But as far as the actual color is concerned, it's not a very, very bright white, especially in person. If you want to check out the pictures I took myself on the website, guys, there'll be a link in the description. You'll get a better idea as to how the color actually does look in person. But it's not so much of a bright white more than it is like a metallic white color. So it's not, it shouldn't look that dirty all that fast. I know a lot of people are skeptical of white colorways when it comes to soccer shoes, simply because they tend to get dirty a little bit easier. But there's not very much stitching on this shoe, and like I said, the white itself is not super bright. And then of course you have this very bright volt highlighter yellow colorway that we've seen from Nike many times so far. And then of course this very cool metallic pine green color, which looks really sharp in person, and is a really nice looking color. It's one you don't see too often from on any soccer shoe for that matter. As far as other kind of design elements, as far as colors are concerned, they're a little bit different. You can see that there's no interchanging colors here on the pass pad element. And that's pretty much it as far as variations on past colorways. You have the volt studs with the white studs in the back. As far as the shoe itself is concerned, I'll go over a little bit. There is a full written review on my website if you are interested in more of the details here. But the shoe itself is a very, very good shoe. It features next generation Kangolite, which is an incredibly soft, incredibly leather-like material. Kangolite itself is designed to kind of mimic the feel of kangaroo leather with the extra added benefits of a synthetic, being that it doesn't absorb as much water, it doesn't stretch as much, and tends to keep its shape a little bit longer. The shoe itself is very, very comfortable from right out of the box. Like I said, the upper is extremely soft and very leather-like, especially for being a synthetic. Very, very impressive. Probably the nicest synthetic currently on the market. You get a full suede heel liner, which is really nice, and of course they have these kind of little dimples here on the outside of the shoe here. For me, they're more about looks more than anything. And then the pass pad element on the instep as well, which features 8 strips of rubber with these little dimples kind of running through the on the exterior strips, kind of making a cupping section for the ball itself. Keep in mind that they are just little pieces of rubber. They don't really determine too much as to how the ball will feel against the foot. They added a little bit of extra grip and make for a little bit more solid feel, but by no means is this going to make you control or pass the ball any more accurately than you would be able to without these particular rubber grips. Nonetheless, it's nice that they do include it on the shoe, and it's a feature that I personally really do like. As far as ACC or all conditions control is concerned, this is featured on the upper, and as I've been saying in the past, it's not actually a coating on the shoe, but it's a process that's actually permeated in the upper, so it's not something that's going to wear away on the shoe. If you're not familiar with what ACC or all conditions control is, you can see the branding here on the heel, which is also another thing to take note of. ACC was the original design on this particular shoe, so on the other ACC models, like I said, the Vapor, the Legend, and the Laser, it has the all conditions control here on the tongue. You're not going to find that on the CTR360, mainly because it was an original design element, so they have the graphic here on the heel instead. But like I said, ACC itself is pretty much a wet control element, allowing for a little bit better traction or friction against the ball in wet conditions, which is technically supposed to allow you to have a little bit better touch if the surface is a little bit wet. I can say that it does work to an extent. Like I said, I touch more on it in the full review on the website. That link will be in the description if you do want to check that out. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern is concerned, you have the brand new reworked sole plate here from Nike, and hopefully I think they're going to implement this on their next versions of shoes. It features a much stiffer plastic here, really nice and solid, but allows for nice flexibility through the forefoot. The shoe's stuffed, so that's why it's not bending here. But it's really thin and keeps you nice and low to the ground, which I'm a really big fan of. And it's a very responsive sole plate, especially for being plastic. As far as the sole plate is concerned, it's very similar to that of the Nike Tiempo Legend sole plate, where you have kind of a combination of half moon shaped studs and bladed studs, but they're all fairly small, so they tend to dig into the ground fairly easily as well. But the idea of the design is to have the bladed studs on the outside and then these kind of half conical studs on the inside to allow for more stability when pushing off towards the outside, and to allow for a little bit more easy transition or when pulling out of the ground on the instep, because you have these rounded studs. Rounded studs tend not to grab the ground all that aggressively, and they tend to release a little bit quicker. So if you have that combination of rounded studs and bladed studs, it tends to work pretty good. Personally, I'm a big fan of this particular stud pattern, but it's nothing that's out of the ordinary. Very similar in terms of feel to the Nike Tiempo Legend stud pattern. Other than that, guys, that's it for my unboxing video of the Nike Tiempo. No, sorry guys, the Nike CTR360 Maestri 3 and the brand new white Volt and pine green colorway. If you guys could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Any questions you guys have regarding the shoe, there will be a comment section down below where you guys can leave that question, and hopefully I can get an answer out to you. Like I said, if you would like any more extra info on the CTR360 Maestri 3, there will be a link in the description to the review page on my website, where you're not only going to find the pictures, the full review, but you're also going to find buy it now links with the best prices online, including some SR4U coupon codes to get you guys some additional discounts on these shoes if you are interested in ordering a pair. Other than that, guys, if you have any other questions, go ahead and leave that on my Facebook page. There will be a link in the description of that as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.